Hello and welcome to Verdi's lecture, episode 8. The topic you can see up here is how to practice the right way. Mass gaming is not the right way. So much to the topic. I have to explain to you two things now. First of all, what is Verdi's lecture? I'm talking about stuff to educate the community, to bring you inside information of you probably never heard of, or you maybe had vague information, but I will bring more depth into certain things. For example, to anti-cheat development, as I did before in an episode, talking about coaching in esport, talking about esport in general, like how do you develop a game into esport, like more or less the branding, etc, etc, or what is a pro player, for example. This is what I'm talking about. Second thing is what I want to talk about, actually it's 3 in total. It's pretty fun. I actually recorded an episode yesterday, but I thought I recorded it, but I didn't. So I pressed the shortcut on my keyboard, but I was in OBS in a different profile, so the keyboard was not mapped in this profile. So yeah, I got owned. So I already did this recording once, but it wasn't a recording, it was just in my head. So I will do that now again. Basically, I also want to say sorry from my side for not delivering in a high frequency as I did in the beginning. So I will resume that, but I'm really busy with casting the Pro League and casting Challenger, doing my German community cups, doing other projects. I'm really busy right now. So coming to Challenger and Pro League, I want to just talk about how to practice right, because I saw yesterday was an extraordinary example of people being or a team, My Revenge, being mega excited, having too much pressure and losing this. Also being overconfident, etc, etc. So just going for that as a basic information which you need to know and brand into your mind and have it tattooed on your forehead. Winning a practice match unequals a good and productive practice. So many people are like, but we won against Izu in practice 5-0. Why did we lose now 5-0? Yes, because they just practiced, and you are supposed to practice too. So compare your practice style to MMA and boxing. In MMA and boxing, they're like 40%, 20%, maybe when they're preparing, when they're close to the fight, they go up to 80% of the actual power they can invest into a match. So 40% is to play slower, to look where are your mistakes, to maybe have some shoulder hints which give away a jab or whatever. So this is stuff which you always have to keep in mind. If you don't do that, it's your fault. And if you lose and then you excuse yourself and say you're sorry, but you actually won against them in a practice, who cares? I don't. Because it's just a sad excuse for not practicing right. So I divided the practice, my theory about real practice into 3 steps. First step is you have to optimize your own health. So watch your body, your own constitution. What you have to keep in mind at the priority A+, triple A, whatever you want to call it, like it's really a huge deal. Eat good, have good health. You have to eat in a very, 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 very strict way. You have to have high energy levels for your brain. So do some research, ask your doctor, like, hey, I'm doing gaming, I'm doing a bit of jogging, for that later. I need to have a very good plan of food, like have a good dining plan. What shall I eat? What shall I not eat? Etc. Because without energy, your brain will not work. It's like, did you actually try to drive a car without gasoline? So yeah. By the way, this is why electric cars have an issue right now on the market, because obviously they have limited ranges and they're really hard to recharge. And the same goes for a human body. So always have a banana when you're on an event, when you're playing a tournament or whatever. Have a banana right next to you, because it can happen that you cannot leave your desk. So you have to eat snacks. So get fruits, vegetables, whatever as snacks instead of popcorn or chips or whatever you can eat, like cookies, like I do. So you have to get healthier food because you need all the energy for your brain you can get, because this game, Rainbow Six Siege, that game here, is really, really tough on your brain. So you have to also drink water, you have to drink really healthy stuff, juices, whatever. Get vitamins as much as you can. Have a good balance from playing. So you have to find a very good balance. You have to go jogging, you have to do other outdoor stuff or whatever to burn the energy for your muscles, instead of like doing nothing and just gaming. Mass gaming is not the key, by the way. So you have to also have the right balance, and then have a very, very strict setup of your of your life. Like, you have to take breaks, because if you do not take breaks from gaming or whatever, it just destroys your mind, because you're overkilling yourself. You're getting way too much into the game. You're just way too overfloating again your brain with information. You need to reset it once a time, so breaks are needed. A day off or two is not bad. No, on the contrary, it's actually very productive. You should try it. So everyone who's like, oh, I'm playing 12 hours a day and I'm so awesome. Well, you could perform better if you have a better strict plan. So even players with 12 hours on the clock are not good compared to others. So when you go to that, you also have to have a very good PC setup, like your desk, for example. You have to find your height of the chair. You have to find a very good position for your desk, for your keyboard, etc. You have to have everything smooth, that you feel comfortable right in front of your screen, because this is your business. You have to be comfortable. You have to feel happy when you're in front of the screen. Not like, maybe this is something issue here, or it's dirty. Yeah, then clean the fucking table. You know, if you don't feel comfortable, you cannot perform. And if you cannot perform, you perform bad and might get a bad reputation. And not like someone, oh, he probably had a bad day. No, a pro gamer does not have a bad day. If you have a bad day, you are inconsistent. And inconsistency is an issue. You have to work on that one. So, yeah, you have to really find you have to find a real good strategy of a plan. So to find a good strategy, you have to set up first a timetable, a weekly day. Let's go from a day table. You get up at, like, let's say 8 a.m., 8:30, which is a good time. Why not getting up so early? Because then you can get up, get a coffee. No one cares about one coffee or three. It's okay over the day. Then you eat at whatever, let's say at 9:15. Then you go out with the dogs from 9:45 to 10:45 for 1 hour, because you're going jogging, you're doing all the stuff you need. And then from 11 you start on working on your stuff, like recapping videos, working on strategies. Don't play, because you will burn your energy. So you have to find all the timetables. And this is what I mean. You have to find a strict timing table for each day. From each day you work on a week. Then from a week you work on a month. And from a month you work on a year table. So you set up something which is like a student table. It's like a curricula of what workout do I do when. It's like a bodybuilder or like a boxer, like an MMA, like a sports guy. You have to find the right course for your practice to go on. So if you don't do that, you're not right. So you have to find this way, and this is like an education. You have to do that because it really helps. It's not like me talking about stuff. No, it really helps. So try that. Going over to that, as I said, breaks, you have to take them, because at some point you will burn out if you overact in this kind of way. So relax, smooth down, and take a breath, okay? Just take a day or two off. Like a weekend, it's good. Or in midweek, maybe it's better, because on weekends there are tournaments or whatever. Just take a day off, do something, stream, play on whatever, don't try hard, just have fun, go out with your friends. This is all you need, to be honest. Then we go to the second step. The second step is be true to yourself. You have to now, we go on all exterior things except of gaming. So we have the setup of the table done, we have the timetable, we have the outside workout, like we go jogging, we go badminton, we do CrossFit, we do fitness center, whatever you want to do. You can go MMA, for fuck's sake, I don't care, because if that helps you, it's awesome. because respect from my side, really. Then you found the key already. The first step is done. The second step is you have to be true to yourself. So self-reflecting is a key, and it really is a key. So self-reflecting means you find the issue on your end instead of blaming the others. That is really something you have to work on, because it's easier to blame the others instead of blaming yourself for either an incompetent move or you did a real bad mistake, so you excuse yourself and work on it with a team. The others should also stop mocking on that. If you're like, okay, I admit I did a bad move there. For example, yesterday there were some really bad rotations from Sad Boys or from Radiant or from My Revenge, and you should not mock on that each day. No, it's good to say it one time, work on a solution, and then get over it and win the next matches. So be true to yourself, self-reflect. So if you lose a round, recall this round. Watch the recordings from the caster, watch your own recordings. In my opinion, every player in the team should always record each match you do, because then you can compare each timestamp of a match together and see from each perspective what happened at that point of time. So it really could help you guys, so you should try that, because there's so many things you can you have the NVIDIA recording, you have OBS, you have so many things which you can use to record your your matches, and even you're on the safe side if you do so. So it's pretty cool. So do not over practice. So be true to yourself means to listen to your body. At a certain point of time, if you're losing concentration or whatever in practice, stop, because your energy is done. Reflect again. Okay, why am I not concentrating? Because maybe my mindset is wrong, because my girlfriend broke up, or I broke my small toe or whatever. Then you have to be true to yourself and accept that this is not possible right now. Find a solution and then get back to practice or stop practicing, because it maybe will not benefit. No, it could actually make things worse. So always stay true to yourself. And yeah, find a good balance. If you're do not overprac, I mean, don't overplay too. Find a good balance between analyzing plays from the opponents, on the maps, on yourself, on the team, and play actively. So if you stream, but don't try hard all the time, because you burn out. At a certain point of time, you burn out, because Rainbow Six has so many things, so many variables to have to be considered for any shot caller, for any player, and compared to Counter-Strike, to Crossfire, to Unreal Tournament. And Unreal Tournament is already tough, like Quake, because you have to do all the math. Like, okay, I have to find my rotation based on the timing when I took up the rocket launcher, and then the quad damage, the quad damage, and the shield, the 150 shield, whatever. So you really have to be careful. And in Rainbow Six, it's okay, I enter a room, from every side I can be shot, and there's no hole in the wall. So you have to be careful all the time. So you have to take into consideration every call, every timing there can be. So really, yeah, just keep that in mind. If you overstress your brain, you can work on having it conditioned, so you can make it a bit more into routine thinking. So it could help. So also the next thing is, if you practice against other teams, vary away from the basic league rules. Just set up a match. You have a bad attack on the map, like My Revenge has not a so good attack on border, so they should go to whatever team. Like, let's tell them to go to Zizou and tell them, hey Zizou, would you like to practice your defense on border so we can practice our attack? And they're like, yeah. So you set up the playlist in Rainbow Six Siege to the maximum amount of rounds. You set up the infinite overtime, and then you can play. And you set up the round swap, the team swap, on the maximum amount. So you play maybe 4 or 5 rounds in a row as an attack, and that helps. And the other team can practice the defense, and they are not giving 100%. And then you can start practicing onto certain situations and repeatedly attack. So think outside of the box. Ask the teams. You can't communicate. You're able to talk English, so do so. If you watch my video and understand it, you can call any team out and ask them, hey, can we do that? And then just be fair and tell them, hey, you want to swap? You want to attack 8 rounds? No problem. Well, let's do this. So everything is practice. In this kind of way, just put yourself out there. Create playlists in game with all the tests, all the practices you can set up. and go for it. Because, for example, in Counter-Strike, practice scores of 20 to 20 or 38 to 38 or 45 to 40 are not that uncommon, because they practice the map 100 rounds straight, or maybe with breaks, and they keep on going because they can and they want to, and this is what you're supposed to do too. No, what I hear is, we won against them 5-0 in Prague, but we lost 5-1. I don't know why that happened. You don't keep score of practices. No one does. I mean, look at conventional sports. In soccer, for example, they're practicing all the time, and they're friendly matches. Friendly matches are based, like, they are on league rules, and then everyone's like, they won, but still it's like an 80% match. But they're like, they won. This is cool. No, in practice, it's practice. There's no practice league where you can keep on count and say, they are not good. We won practices. It's okay. It's No, just practice is practice. No one cares about practice, you know? So, yeah, play as much rounds as possible as there are possible for you. Also, every player in a team has to work on his own position, compared to the position on his teammates on the map, so you can just load the map with the maximum amount of time and just run through the map, destroy as much as you can, restart the map, destroy again, find angles, talk about the angles with your team. So again, be true to yourself and just self-reflect, work on what happened in the game, and then just, try to watch your opponents and recreate situations, analyze the stuff, and analyze your own faults, and try to get rid of your own faults, and always think about yourself first and self-reflect first in order before you blame the others, because this is not working. So now, step number 3 is personality. So now we go more into the team thing. So we have the first step, we have the surrounding, we have you as a player. Now we go into personality and fitting into the team. So don't blame the team anytime. There can be, like, you're jet lagged and everything just did not work out. Really, then you can blame the team, but there's just exceptional issues there. So you, as a team effort means you have to stick together all the time. Stick together. You are a team, so try to find the solutions as a team. You work on your own fault and then call it to the team and tell them, hey, I found my issue. Let's practice this and maybe I can get rid of this and you need to help me. And they will do so because you're a team, because they will be happy that you actually came forward, said, hey, I found my issue and I have an issue, you have to help me. And they're like, okay, let's work on it together. Together, not like this, not blaming the other like, you ain't shit, I don't want you. Okay, this just doesn't work. So support each other, be critical to each other, but without insulting. So you can call someone out and say, hey, that move was really bad, you should have done this and this and that. That was the right one, because you called him, you told him, okay, that was a bad move. You told him what he should have done. So you gave him what was wrong and you gave him a solution. Don't go like, that move was bad. So, what shall I have done? What shall I have done in the other way around? And you're like, I don't know. Well, this is like asking your girlfriend when your girlfriend is coming to you and telling you, hey, I'm hungry. And you're like, okay, what do you want to eat? I don't know. Okay, but you're hungry and you don't know what you want to eat. That is like contradictional. That just doesn't work. Okay, so this is the same. So you have to find the feedback rules. 5 sentences, explain what the issue is, explain how to get rid of the issue. In 5 sentences, it's harsh, but you also have to accept this criticism. So still, in a team, you have to give this, but then at a certain point of time, stop it and help your guy to find the solution. So also try to help the others. When you are critical to your players, help them to solve the issue too. And be really appreciative of any feedback that is coming from your team, to be honest, because it's just huge, okay? So you get feedback, and this is not a standard way. Yeah, there is so much things I could go on and talking, but it's all in all, we have a team game. You have to practice together. You have to find the issues together, solve the issues together. And now when it comes down to a team, try to get closer with the team. Try to find outside work, let's call it work, practices. Go play soccer, go play other games, go out, have fun, help each other. When someone is moving, try to help him moving. This is why Virtus Pro, the Counter-Strike team, is so good, because they always stuck together, and right now they are legends, and they are the most earning team out there. They are the team that earns the most money in not in Rainbow Six, but in Counter-Strike, and probably in esport per month. I mean, they're like 20k each player per month. That is huge, and they have been like this for 4 years now, and they're performing really good. And this is proving again the friendship over everything works, because I was talking to Ovi and Tornado Toby in the after the season 1 finals, and Ovi said, I rather take someone with a 6 out of 10 aim and communication with 9 out of 10, compared to someone who has a 10 out of 10 aim but a communication with a 6 out of 10. Because on aim you can work, but on communication, if someone is insultive and really bad in communicating like a simple, I just don't want to have that guy in my team, because he's a troublemaker, he will make drama, and that won't just work out. So this is what you want to have, okay? So work on this. And so getting together as a team and helping each other, and then growing together to be 5 friends, and with a coach 6 friends, and with a manager 7 friends, is really, really, really good. So you have to really work on that. So yeah, learn how to give feedback, learn how to eat properly, learn how to practice right in game, have a timetable set up, and yeah, you're good to go. So try to find like the Virtus Pro golden line of creating a team, and then you're really going to have a really good time in the game, and you have the possibility to grow in esports. And right now Rainbow Six Siege is growing so fast, you should really take this into consideration, because the game will grow so fast that there will be, in my opinion, and this is my humble opinion, there will be full-time teams soon. I mean, there are already in Brazil, but in EU and NA, I think 2018 and 2019 will be the time where there is going to be a very good salary for the game, because the game is so good and I love the game. So if you enjoyed the video too, leave a thumbs up. If you like the channel, there's more coming, there's other VODs out there, leave a sub. And so far, thank you very much for watching the video, and I see you next time.